Hi everybody, welcome and happy new moon in Gemini. We have a new moon today, the 22nd of May of 2020, with all these twos, and it's at 2 degrees of Gemini, and Venus and Mercury and Neptune are all at 20 degrees. Venus and Mercury at 20 degrees of Gemini and Neptune at 20 degrees of Pisces. So we've got all these two energies. Yes, that's why I've got two toys with me today. Yes, twos. So we're looking at the number 2. It's really strong. It's not something I focus on tremendously with the numbers, but when it comes up so strongly, I think we need to take note. I think we need to look more deeply as to what is the number 2 about, and what is Gemini about, and what is this new opportunity that we have because we have a new moon. What is the new opportunity we have to create something different? So we've been wading in this sort of slow Scorpio Taurus energy. We had the new moon in Scorpio a month ago, the full moon in Taurus a couple of weeks ago, and now we move into Gemini, new moon. And in a couple of weeks' time, we will have a full moon in Sag. So we're dealing very much with the energies of Gemini and Sagittarius coming up, which are much more adaptable, much more fluid. That's why I called this video today, Spread Your Wings. Yeah, it's time to fly. Even if you're still in lockdown, you could be flying differently in your life. Certainly the Gemini energy is a lighter energy. Taurus and Scorpio, they're really the fixed signs. Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, it's like, boom, yeah? Whereas the mutable signs now, we're in this mutable energy. So we're in this change of seasons. We're going from spring, we're going gradually into the summertime. So I think we're going to see more duality, or become more conscious of the duality around us. And I think that's inside as well as outside. It's a bit like above and below, and left and right, and forwards and backwards. And it's about noticing, because Gemini has to do with our bilaterality. I don't know if that's a word. I'm making a new one up maybe. But opening to both sides. And I think that it would be a really good time at this time of this new moon to really look at all sides of your body. Yeah? Everything that you've got 2 of. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 arms, 2 hands, hopefully, 2 legs, 2 feet. And also, you might want to thank those inner organs, your 2 kidneys, your 2 lungs, because the lungs rule by Gemini here. So especially thank your lungs for keeping breathing for you. I can remember the time when I went scuba diving many years ago in Eilat in Israel, and I was frightened. It was like, had all this equipment on, and it was scary. And just before we went down, the instructor said, and don't forget to breathe. And it was like, I remember thinking, oh, will I forget? Of course, the body doesn't forget to breathe. Yeah, it's like it's something that is so natural and automatic that maybe we take it for granted a little bit. So I think it's important to be really aware of your breathing. Maybe make a New Year resolution, because always at the time of a new moon, it's like a new breath of energy coming in, a new frequency is coming in. So we're looking at how can you become more flexible? How can you become more adaptable? Some of us are more used to it than others, right? I mean, you'll know, are you adaptable? Are you easygoing? If plans change, do you mind? If somebody cancels on you, or somebody's late, or what, you know, can you adapt? Are you good at sleeping in a new bed? Are you good at sleeping on a plane or a train? Yeah, can you adapt to changing externals? So this is something to just be aware of. I was reminded only yesterday, my lovely friend who I live with in near Marathona, she was so excited. It was her son Konstantinos' name day yesterday. In Greece, name days are big things. They're like big birthdays. And she doesn't really like cooking, but she went to a ton of trouble making extra fish and extra this and that and the other. I could smell it upstairs, smelled lovely. Because he was supposed to come. Literally half an hour before he was supposed to arrive, he said, "I'm sorry, Mum, there's an urgent case in the hospital. He's a doctor and he just had to go." That took priority. And it was amazing to see how flexible she was given the disappointment. Yeah, it was like she just kind of came round. Of course, disappointed, true, but being able to come round. So are you able to be very adaptable? This is what is being asked of you. It's a good time for flexing yourself, seeing how flexible you can be physically. Before I was awakened to the channeling, I was stiff as a board, really stiff. You know, I could if I ever got on the floor, there was no way I was going to be able to get up without somebody lifting me up. That was how bad it was. Gradually, over the last 4.5 years, I've got a bit more flexible. So there's physical flexibility, but there is also emotional flexibility. Can I be flexible with my emotions? Do I have to hang on to the upset, the disappointment of something? Or can I just allow it to flow through me? Doesn't mean to say that you're falsely, you know, if somebody close to you is in trouble or somebody is dying or somebody is in pain, of course you're not going to be But other emotions often, maybe we're sticking to, getting stuck with them. So what emotions do you sometimes get stuck in? For me, often I get stuck in, oh, why isn't this working? Oh, that's broken down. Oh, that doesn't. Yeah, I get into that sort of, oh, this tech is too difficult. Oh, I've got to read another thing, or I've got to look at some more instructions. I'm not very easy with that. So I'm trying to become more aware of when I'm getting stuck on that emotion. What is the emotion that you need to get aware of that's stopping you from being adaptable and flowing? Because I think, oh gosh, evolution of the species, I think that Darwin said that it was not necessarily the strongest who survived, but it was those that could be more adaptable. So I think if we're going to survive and thrive, we have this is the test here during this Gemini month. This is the test. So I'm going to ask you, really, it's a very strange, I'm getting a message here that we've got an excellent connection and that there's just 24 people online, but 42 people have liked the video. So, I don't know, I mean, it's nice, it's 24 and 42, nice balancing numbers with Gemini energy, but can I get any thumbs up? Are you online with me? Hello. Usually we have several hundred, don't we, lovely Lucy? I need to thank lovely Lucy for helping me with the moderating. She is such a gift. And she reached out to me. Again, this Gemini energy, reaching out, hands reach out, and offered to help me to moderate. Would I like some help? And I said, yes, thank you. Thank you, thank you. So then there is the mental flexibility, especially the mental flexibility. Oh, you're showing 400. Gosh, and I'm showing 24. Okay, that's interesting. The 4s and the 2s are very prevalent. Noticing this? 4s and 2s, 4s and 2s. So look in your life right now for 2s and 4s. It's interesting because we're talking about flexibility, and 2 and 4 are not so flexible, yeah, especially 4s. Oh, all right, okay, you're online, thank you. And there's 169 likes, thank you. I'm still seeing 24 and 42. So, it's interesting, yeah, how different people see different things, and yet we're all online together. Yes. Okay, so mentally, where do you need to get flexible? Yeah, everyone's going with the numbers now. Numbers are fascinating, aren't they? Yeah, Gemini would rule mathematics and numbers. And I'm reminded as well of anything that is holographic, and the holographic universe, that everything is repeated geometrically, and that we have sacred geometry. Yeah, it's like, wow. This whole geometrical frequency, you may find yourself discovering and getting into the power of numbers, of the Fibonacci sequence, all of that. I think this gives us a lot of clues to our answers, because to the problems that we face, because if we can see the pattern, if you see a pattern of behavior, then you see what you need to change. But if you can't see the pattern, it's very difficult. But once you see something repeating itself, then you go, yeah, now I see that this is what I do. This is how I'm a people pleaser. Yeah, I want everybody to love me. That's one of my things. I want everyone to love me. So therefore, if I get one negative comment or 2 or 3, then I have to get my teddies out. I need teddies for a bit of comfort. So, oh gosh, has the chat disappeared? Somebody's saying the chat's disappeared. But I hope that it hasn't for you. It's still here for me. Lucy doesn't seem to be around, but maybe her internet isn't so reliable. She did say that sometimes that happens. So, we are building up to the eclipse season. In a month from now, on June the 4th, sorry, it's less than that, 2 weeks from now, we will have an eclipse in Sagittarius. So we're dealing with the nodes, the eclipses, the Gemini energy, the Sag energy. So we're looking at Gemini, which is, what can I learn? What do I need to learn from this situation? Asking good questions. And being ready to see the funny side of situations, yeah? We've got a lot of seriousness going on. Yes, I'm keeping my teddies, thank you. We've got a lot of seriousness going on. And where is the fun side, yeah? I can't tell you the number of you who've sent me pictures of your teddies. You've seen me with teddies, and it's so lovely. Because some of you have got the sweetest looking teddies, really you have. So isn't it great that we can share play together? And Gemini is very much about playing. It's the part of the zodiac where children begin to play, they begin to talk, they begin to speak, they begin to ask questions. That's what this Gemini energy is about. What questions are you asking? And then the Sagittarius energy that's coming up is going to ask us, what is your faith like? Who do you believe in? Do you believe that there is a higher being or higher force here, or God, or whatever you want to call it? I do, all right? I do, and I feel it, and I feel that to be so. And we call it different names. But there's certainly something bigger than little me that's created all of this. Would you agree? Let's have a conversation. Ha-ha! Let's have a little conversation. I'm just going to pop them down for a moment. So, we're with a square to Neptune. This energy now we've got is squaring Neptune. What does it mean? It means that our faith may be tested. Right? You may get to a place, and I think some of you have, I've been speaking to some of you lately, who've got to really difficult places in your life. And sometimes you really have to ask for help. It's like, somewhere, somebody, please help me here. And when you surrender and you get to that real place of saying, I don't know what to do anymore for myself. I've tried everything that I know, but now I need some help. So it's about knowing when to surrender and allow that higher force more and more to connect with it, so that you're not disconnected from it, but that you're connected to something that is bigger. It's a bit like we are all connected to something more. Thank you very much, Lynette. Thank you, in Denmark. Thank you, Lucy, for helping. You know what? Tell me how many people are online. Give me an update, because I'm still seeing 24 people and 42 likes. Feel like I'm on Groundhog Day. So it's going to be important to know, what do I need to release? Yeah. What can I just let go of? Because when we go from a new moon to a full moon, it's actually going to be an eclipse, a lunar eclipse. Now is a good time to fortify yourself. Do anything that builds you. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Listen to things, watch things that uplift your spirit, that uplift your heart. Thank you. 525 people. Woohoo! Thank you for joining me. What a privilege it is. Lynette, again, thank you. A Gemini, you did it twice. Thank you for being so generous. And Meg, thank you, Meg. So I'm just so grateful that you're here with me today. What an honor, what a privilege that we get to share together. And 365 likes. Thank you. Thank you. So, when we're building up to eclipses, eclipse time is going to be very powerful at the solstice on June the 21st, and I will talk about the 0 degrees Cancer eclipse as we get closer to it. But right now, what's important is to appreciate our differences. Yeah, we're different. Yeah, even my teddies are different. Yeah, and to appreciate those differences. Yeah, I mean, both our eyes are not the same. Both our ears are not the same. We're not exactly, both your feet are not the same. Your hands are not exactly the same. There are differences. So even within yourself, can you appreciate these differences? This Gemini, this balancing these differences, accepting, welcoming these differences, being grateful for these differences. It'd be bloody boring if we were all the same. We've got so much variety here, and Gemini thrives on variety. Forrest Boone, thank you for your generosity. Thank you. So let's just say, wow, it's a breath of fresh air. If you can accept that it's within you and without you, it's very liberating. Very liberating. I was listening to somebody today because I think it's really important to think about what are good things that I can think about, yeah? And somebody came up with this. I thought this is brilliant. I'm really going to adopt this one. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning with only the things that you were thankful for today. Wow, I'm going to say it twice because it's Gemini. Hope you don't mind. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning with only the things that you were grateful for today. Thank you, Harmony. Thank you. So that really, wow, just imagine that. Thank you, Sherry. So, I often find myself at the beginning of the day, I always do the gratitudes at the beginning of the day, and I try during the day to become more aware of, hey, I'm having a difficult moment here, but what's good about it? Anthony Robbins would often say, you know, what's great about this? I've just got a flat tire, I'm on the motorway, what's good about this? What can I learn from this? But let's look at all the things that you're not seeing, because Gemini is very much about your immediate environment. So what are the things in your immediate environment that if you woke up without them tomorrow, you wouldn't be very happy, you'd miss them? Yeah? I'd miss my teddies, that's for sure. So maybe I need to give thanks that I've got teddies. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. So where are the things? Because what you want to do with the Gemini mental energy is to direct the mind. Yeah, Gemini goes here and there and everywhere. What you want to do is to unify the mind. You want to bring things together. And Venus is in Gemini. Mercury is in Gemini. They're together at the moment. Venus retro. So the traditional ruler of Gemini is Mercury, and Mercury is in Gemini. Oh, thank you, Mary. What a lovely comment. You'd wake up to me in the morning. Wow, thank you. Well, for me, just waking up altogether is something to be grateful for. Just that you've woken up and you're alive again. So I'm just seeing that this is a time now to really consciously redirect your thinking. And the minute that you begin to feel down, you feel your energy getting heavy, because Gemini is not a heavy energy, it's very lightweight. So the minute you feel something's kind of getting you down, what am I thinking? What am I grateful for? What would I miss that I haven't been grateful for if it wasn't there tomorrow? Thank you, James, very, very much. Another thing that I try to do every day, and it's a Sadhguru thing, he says, imagine if everybody on our planet would be 10% better today than they were yesterday. Can I be just 10% better in everything that I'm doing, in terms of my conscious awareness? Because that's what Gemini's about. Conscious awareness. So don't allow yourself to be pulled down. Know that you can pull yourself back up again. Imagine, because I always think of Gemini as balloons, yeah, air, it's an air sign. So imagine that you're being lifted up by balloons. Maybe you're on a big balloon. And just imagine that, wow. All those little things that you are involved in, that you worry about, that you think about, you're just going up in this balloon. And it's like, wow, you're weightless. You haven't got that heaviness. Gemini is a weightless energy. I'm not saying that all Geminis are weightless, no, but the archetype of Gemini is to remind us to be light. Isn't that beautiful? Ankita, grateful for your parents, grateful to be safe. Yeah, name 10 things you're grateful for before you get out of bed. Or maybe at least 50 things when you get out of bed. And remember, when you engage with the gratitude, to engage the emotion with it. Yeah, it's really important to engage with what you feel. So when I'm giving thanks, I have many people that I give thanks for that are in my life. And I go through one, because I'm so grateful to have these people in my life. And I'm grateful for all of you, yeah? Thank you very much, Mala. Thank you. So, but then I get into the emotion of what that person means to me, how I feel about that person, how I feel about being able to go live stream, the gratitude. Yeah, so I think that I think this is an opportunity to just become more conscious of all the little things that you're missing that are really valuable to you in your life. And some of you might still be in lockdown. And it's so funny, it's locked here. My screen is locked at 24 viewers. It's telling me there are 24 and 42 likes. And it's been locked the entire time. I think it's hilarious, really, but it's just how it is. So I think it's important to tell a few jokes. I can tell you one that it's not my joke, but I smiled when I read it. Let's see if you might give you a smile. My wife asked me to pass the lip balm. I passed her the super glue by mistake, and she's still not talking to me. I found it funny. Maybe you won't. And my lovely Auntie Jenny, 98 years old, right? I mean, I speak with her every day. And nobody has been in her house for the best part of 2.5 months. Thank you, Sandra. And she is, honestly, despite she verbalizes sometimes when she felt frightened, but she won't allow herself not to be happy. She won't allow it. She admits when it's a difficult time. It was difficult when her dear husband, who she lost 3 years ago now, would have been 100 years old a few days ago. And she had all these photos out everywhere. And she talks to him, my natally, my Nat. Yeah, she just talks to him, has that interaction. So who do you want to talk to that might already be gone in your life? But you can resuscitate that relationship. No relationship is ever gone completely. But she's amazing. So she feeds the birds, loves to feed the birds. And she says, I always put a bit of butter on the bread. She said, I can't imagine that they would like the bread to be dry. She's hilarious. And then she was telling her son yesterday, she said, I'm going out tonight. He said, oh, where are you going? She said, to my dustbin. Because Thursday nights is a night for the dustbins. So just a little bit of levity. What is it in your life? You know, are you a good joke teller? I can't say it's my forte, although I love jokes. What can you do to put a smile on your own face, to make yourself laugh, to make somebody else laugh? We're coming out of lockdown here in Greece. And it's a strange time. It's like an in-between time. So part of, thank you, Shelley. Shelley's giving me an update of the numbers online because I'm still seeing there are 24 of you. And even if there were just 24 of you, that's a wonderful blessing. Yeah? It's just, and 42 of you have liked it. But that's okay. Whatever. It's all right. I'm giving it anyway. So Mercury is the traditional ruler of Gemini. But we've also got Venus conjunct to Mercury retrograde in Gemini. Venus is the esoteric ruler of Gemini. If you like, it's the soul ruler, it's the higher ruler. So with Venus in Gemini, I feel you're being asked to love all the disparate parts of you, all the little bits and pieces. For years and years and years, I hated my nose. I so much begged my parents to let me have an operation on my nose from I don't know, probably about the age of 11 or 12. I'm so glad I didn't do it now, but for years, I didn't love my nose. So what is the bit of you that you are not loving? That needs a little bit more love? That could just do with a little bit more appreciation? That you would be very upset if you didn't have it in good working order, if you hadn't said thank you for it today. Thank you, Lucy. You're doing such a great job. Aren't I lucky to have Lucy? She's helping moderate here. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. You see, the gratitude creates a feeling of abundance. And when you feel abundance and you feel that you've got so much, somehow more comes to you. You can't stop it. It's like it becomes like an avalanche. And it's a flow of energy, and that's what we're looking at here. The flow of the in-breath and the out-breath. And Gemini, it's like the good twin, the bad twin. Because there is a very high part, a soul elevated part in each of us. And there is this animalistic side that needs to survive, that needs food and shelter and all those basic things. So we're trying, Sherry, thank you, we're trying to bring these things together so that we can elevate our soul. We're still living in a physical body. We've got to do the best we can and love that physical body because it's bringing the expression of the soul into this world. So as we come out of lockdown here in Greece, so we're in open up now, I have to say I have some concerns that Greece is going to be opening up, I think it's in the middle of June or very soon, to at least 19 countries with no checking, with no coronavirus testing, with no quarantining, with nothing. It's just like, come, we need the tourism, we want you to come. And it's great that Greece wants to open, but I'm just hopeful, and I'm praying, and I'm having faith that it's going to be all right. It's not premature. That's on the external. But on the internal level, what I'm asking myself, because Gemini is always about asking yourself power questions. So what I'm asking myself is, can the veil of illusion, because of the square to Neptune, be pulled away from my eyes? Can I please see what is important? Nandini, thank you. Can I see beyond my false ideals, the things that are false, the things that are not real? Can I get to what's real? And what's changed? Because I'm noticing now, I've been out in my car, I'm appreciating my car, I've been able to go out walking even more. Carefully, I'm in Athens at the moment, so I'm keeping social distance and doing the things that we've been instructed to do. But I want to have changed. I want to be a changed being from what we're going through. And with this energy is very much about what's changed and what do I want to change. So these would be questions you might want to consider, questions that you might want to look at. Yes, the new moon is today, guys. That's why I'm here, wishing you happy new moon, along with my teddies. Well, doggy and teddy. So think about, how can I bring together two sides? Yeah, Gemini is the two sides. Which side of me needs more attention? Am I very left-brained? Am I analysing everything all the time? And do I need to become a little more creative? Or am I creative and dreaming, and am I not analysing and thinking enough? So it's this balance. Am I overeating? What am I overdoing? And where do I need to come into balance? The Sag energy is showing us where we are over the top, extreme, and the Gemini is showing us, right, let's look at these parts and see where we can bring unity. Venus in Gemini, the higher ruler of Gemini, Venus, is about coming from the heart. So when you bring together all of what we have, we come from that beautiful heart energy. So choose to be happy. It's not negating the emotions, please. 732 people. Woo-hoo! Welcome to you all. Blessings to you all. Wow. Because I'm still on 24 viewers, just so you know. So I would just like to say a very, very big thank you from us all here in Athens to you all throughout our beautiful planet. Let's see what we really want to change. What is your mission now on this planet Earth? This is such a time of transformation. Think about, with this new moon in Gemini, what do I want to learn? What do I want to share? And what do I want to change? And what will bring more meaning to my life? Come on, guys, what are your power questions? That's what I'd like to hear right now. Power questions. Let's inspire one another with questions that are empowering, that get you to think in new ways. Some of you might be here to love Gaia, Thank you, Ricky. To do things for our planet Earth. Some of you might wake up to your mission now to grow vegetables and foods with love. Some of you might be making things, but to awaken to those gifts inside of you and to say, right, I'm here for a purpose. Our world is changing. And I want to find that purpose. If you don't know what it is, ask. Ask questions. Ask these empowering questions. Keep asking till you get some answers. Yeah, great. Daniela wrote a song. So I want to thank those of you who have given on the live chat today. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate your support. Thank you to those who support me on Patreon. Thank you to those of you who like my videos. Just thank you for being with me, and thank you so much for dear Lucy for supporting me and helping me through this transition. I've been very close to having somebody help me. I used to have a business where I had quite a few people, and then I went back to doing things myself, and it's worked very well. But now I realise I need some more help, and I'm very grateful that Lucy's come along. So it's not just one now, it's two. So how can we deal with inner conflict as you love the earth and make your living from the oil patch? Wow, that's a good question. Wow, Eileen. Best way to help the world move the world forward. Yeah. Okay, well, think about what it is you want to do that you're excited about. How uncover your soul's purpose. Just look at the things you're drawn to, the people you're drawn to. What attracts you? What are you reading about? Yeah? These are the things. Yeah. Efcharisto parapoli. Thank you so much. Yeah? The one and the two. You're not alone. There are two. The old paradigm of duality, how move to the oneness. I think we accept the duality and we embrace the duality and we love the duality. It would just be like me saying, well, I only like my dog. I don't like Teddy because he's white, and I only like my dog because he's brown. And this is what goes on in our world, this whole nonsense. Yeah? So we've got to somehow get beyond the differences, but accept the differences and rejoice in them. And at the same time come together in that. So, thank you, Desiree, very, very much. Yep, Shayla's trying to find natural medicine to help others. Peter is growing his own food. Yeah, it's fabulous. Julie, thank you. Julie, shalom and good Shabbos. Yes. Yes, thank you. Dropping labels, yes. Or dropping the stigma of the labels. It's okay to have a brown dog and a white teddy, because those are the colours that we describe them. But once we attach some judgment to the fact that he's brown and he's white, that's where the problems start. So, will love always win over hate? Absolutely, yes. Of course it will. Because that's what we want intrinsically. Intrinsically, I speak for myself, I want love. I want the warm fuzzies. I want to feel that love. We'll always have contrast with times when we don't feel it in order to feel it more. I met my beautiful friend Anastasia today. Gosh, I've missed her so much. I mean, you know, we wore masks and we kept distance and all that. But, oh, just to be in her presence. And I appreciated her more because I hadn't seen her. So there is something about that deprivation. It's like when you've not eaten for a long time. Oh, you enjoy that food, don't you? Goodness. So, I keep signing off and I'm not signed off yet. So, I won't be any more long-winded. I shall just say from all of us, I wish you a happy new moon, happy new beginnings, new ideas, new thoughts, new things that are inspiring to you and uplifting. Much love to you all. Bye for now.